I just want to say, I have never played a game that has had a greater introduction than this. I never skip this when I start the game up. This is amazing. Anyway, we're back in. I've been reading through some of the comments. A lot of good, helpful tips. A lot of good, helpful suggestions on how to adjust the videos a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to try longer videos. You tell me. Like I always do, I always say that this channel is as much yours as it is mine. I guess people want longer videos. It makes sense. There's a lot that happens. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try some longer ones. We're going to see how it goes. If I notice a lot of people are like, the shorter videos were definitely better, fine, we'll go back to shorter. I guess what I'm saying is, be vocal, let me know. I can only make changes based on what you tell me. So tell me what you like and what you don't like about some of these videos. I'll try to make some adjustments because this plays a little bit different than any other game I've ever played. So I've been having a hard time trying to nail down a good editing for it. Now, the other thing people were also saying is that we can change our, customized librarian. So I'm going to actually change this librarian. I was playing around with it a little bit. Obviously, anyone who's familiar with our lobotomy playthrough might be familiar with Nicole. So I made a Nicole just to kind of test it out, but that's not who we're going to take with us. Introducing our newest help, Little Finn. I liked Finn a lot. I can't help it. So I decided if anyone was going to be helpful to us, it would be Library Newbie Finn. I did go through and change some of their cards a little bit. I wanted to make sure I have some zeros that'll help us with lights. Like I said, evades are going to be good, blocks are going to be good, and I want each of my characters to have sort of like a heavy move, so that when we stagger someone, we can take advantage of it. So now that you've sort of kind of seen my initial thought processes and strategies, and we've introduced our brand new librarian, I also, where is it? This, we have Bloodbath. I'm thinking I understand how this works now. Don't quote me on this, but the emotion gauge, I think, messes with this. So as I get one emotion gauge, I get scars. So a single ally will take less damage, and I get pale hands. So after 3 successful attacks on the same target, I deal 3 to 10 bonus stagger damage. Now, if I lose my emotion, and I get -2 on my emotion gauge, I think my defensive dice gain power, but I receive more stagger damage when hit. Either that is true, or these are always active, and I don't really know what the red and blue and the numbers are for. But as of right now, I think I'm just going to keep moving forward.
피는 역시 실패한 건가? 오래 갈 것 같은 놈은 아니었지.
As expected, you jerk! Wasn't going to last too long anyway. Yeah, Finn was definitely too optimistic about things.
괜찮은 개조 시술이라도 받거나 재능이라도 출중해야 했어.
Oh, really? I guess modification surgeries would be an option, wouldn't it? It definitely feels like in this world, anyone who has a strong ability from like becoming abnormalities or ego or whatever, if they manifest their own, they have an advantage. But it seems like science might be able to let them even the playing field a little bit.
하지만 결국 그 무엇 하나 없는 분수를 모르는 놈이었을 뿐이지.
Overconfident brat. Yeah, I guess. And someone said that Finn really didn't have much of a choice, and you're right, they didn't. They were either going to have to do it, or they were going to get fired. But at the same time, the only reason they decided to take on any of this and bring this to Yoon's attention was because they had interests in climbing the corporate ladder of the backstreets. Again, I love Finn, but Finn wasn't exactly a saint either, so they were a little overconfident to go all by themselves. Again, they may not have even had a choice. They were forced to go by themselves.
싹싹하고 귀염성 있어서 마음에 들었었는데 아쉽네.
Yeah, that cutesy attitude. It was great. Airy. Don't worry, you'll see Finn soon.
근데 곧 죽을 녀석이었다는 것은 나도 동의.
Yeah, unfortunately, Finn was too good for this world. They really were.
그나저나 축하한다. 8급 해결사가 되었으니 선택지가 좀 생겼겠어.
A grade 8 fixer? Oh, you're awesome. You're one stage over the help I lost my cat stage.
그래, 그러니까 조심하라고. 두둑이 안 챙겨주면 적당한 사무소로 이적할 수도 있으니까.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess there would be no loyalty here, would there? There's no need for it.
사무소 월세는 물론이고 세금 내는 것에도 허덕인다며?
안 그래도 핀에게 맡긴 일이 그 답으로 보여.
아까 말했던 도서관과 초대장 말이구나? 그런데 어떻게 얻는지도 모르고 갑자기 솟아난 물건이라면서?
Yeah, how do you get another invitation? Although, if someone is willing to throw all their peons at the library, I'm sure Angela is willing to just keep sending them.
확실하지 않으면 부르지도 않았어. 여기 또 다른 초대장이 왔었다.
Oh, I see. Angela's targeting Yoon, and Yoon just keeps sending the fodder.
그렇다는 거지?
Yeah, just keep sending cannon fodder. This is great. I'm getting stronger.
이번 일은 우리 사무소에 사활이 걸린 건이야.
That being said, though, that's one of the easiest ones to face if you're not a coward, Yoon. Because if you'd have just showed up, you could have overpowered us. Game over, buddy. But because you're a coward and you're not willing to put your own neck on the line, you're just making us stronger.
도서관은 분명 돈이 된다. 이건 내 촉이지. 그러니 가능한 모든 걸 투입할 거야.
Oh, Yoon's starting to get desperate now. They're looking for profit. I know that's sort of like the whole thing about the backstreets. You have to find money and power.
그래, 한번 팔자 펴보자고. 안 그래도 이번에 공방에서 괜찮은 놈을 거금을 들여서 데려왔지.
Oh, you're talking about your chainsaw sword? I don't know how that runs. Looks like it's battery powered. I hope your battery lasts a long time.
대단하네. 이쪽도 그에 못지않은 준비를 해야겠어.
We did prepare accordingly, Ange. I have an abnormality, and I have Finn as backup.
사무소 단위로 이곳에 오다니.
And you don't seem worried at all. Roland is so chill, so cool about things. I have a sneaky suspicion Roland is a beast.
설거지 사무소로 해도 지금 도서관의 수준을 보면 각오 좀 해야겠는데.
How could it prove to be a tough fight for the library right now? Unless they're sending more than one person.
만약 녀석들이 네가 있는 곳까지 도착하면 어쩌냐.
If they make it all the way to Angela's room, they'll be ripped to shreds, my friend.
손님들은 준비된 방 이외의 곳으로 갈 수 없어. 그렇게 되어 있는 것이야.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that too. She can isolate them and then just blow them to shreds. And I feel like if what she really craves is emotions, and like that's how she's harnessing the power, it's probably similar to how lobotomy harnessed its power, there are better ways to do this. She could prepare a spot, which I think maybe she doesn't have control over it. It's probably the library that does it. But she could prepare a spot that would torture them and then also give them amazing, awesome, wonderful things. So their emotions like yo-yo like crazy until they're eventually driven mad by the fact that they don't know what's coming next. They can't escape. There's nothing they can do. They can only appreciate the good times when they have it, which gives people hope. And then have that wrenched away and that it drives them down into despair. And like, that is the most yo-yo, awesome power, emotion roller coaster. I don't know why Angela just doesn't do something like that, or why the library doesn't do something like that, if it requires that kind of emotionally driven roller coaster power. Unless the whole point is it can't take the emotions of other people, but only of the librarians. So the whole point is that the librarians are the power source here, which means Roland and now Finn are now stuck as the emotional battery for this place.
창대한 힘에서 비롯된 공간이니까.
Limitless power. If it's limitless, then why do we need these emotions? There's something about these books that are so important. Besides the fact that they can bend the fabric of time and create all of these wonderful places for us to do battle in, what is it about these books that are so awesome? I can't wait to figure that one out. That is like the main question in the back of my head that I cannot get rid of. There is something here that it just does not make sense to me. Why books? Why a library?
그리고 나도 내 몸을 지킬 힘 정도는 있어.
Oh yeah, Roland, you don't remember that whole blowing off all your limbs part? Or what?
환영합니다, 손님.
Yoon's here! Hey, Yoon! You finally decided to join us. You found some courage. I don't know where you bought that from. It's definitely not yours.
네가 이곳의 주인이야.
Yes, Angela is indeed the owner. Although technically, probably not. Just the caretaker of it.
딱히 강해 보이지도 않는걸?
Easy. Down. Don't. This whole place will turn inside out if you decide to attack her. And you with it.
이곳에 왔던 핀이라는 녀석은 어떻게 됐지?
Oh, this is so beautiful. I love that. It's just an infinite corridor. What an amazing perspective.
그 손님은 책이 되셨습니다.
And then the librarian. Don't worry, you'll see Finn real soon.
죽으면 책이 된다는 건가?
Yes, you turn into a book. You fill the infinite halls.
실패할 것을 알면서 보내놓고 이제 와서 감상에 젖으신 건가요?
Yeah. I love Angela. She really pulls at my heartstrings by asking the hard-pressing questions. Yeah, you little idiot. What makes you think that we would believe that you're sentimental about the loss of Finn? You didn't care about Finn.
닥쳐. 어차피 알면서 이용당하고 버려지는 게 우리의 삶이니까.
Oh, Yoon, don't make me try to think you have a horrible backstory. Everyone's got a horrible backstory. That's not gonna work, buddy.
부디 당신의 책을 찾으실 수 있기를.
Well, hold on. I just put this together. I'm so stupid I didn't see this before. She says, may you find your book in this place. Your book. She's not wishing them good luck. This is a sarcastic way of saying, I hope you die here. Because that's the only way their book shows up, is if they die in the library. See, I told you, I love her. As much as she is evil, as much as I don't trust her, I love Angela's character. Acts remaining. Some receptionists are receptions even are composed of multiple acts. You can check the number of acts in the reception here. I even like that it's called acts because it harkens back to the idea that lobotomy was nothing more than just a play. So I feel like this is basically nothing more than a play too, that Angela has dictated. She wrote the script for this instead of A. Or how do I even know that? A could have written the script for all of this. If that's the twist, I'm gonna say that I definitely didn't think of that. Even though I just said it, I would not have guessed that in a million years. Besides just random spouting verbal diarrhea out of my mouth. I think I'm gonna focus fire just the one. Unfortunately for Finn, that means they're gonna take a big hit. But that's okay because in the second round, I think Roland's gonna be our main defender then. If I can kind of do that, I think we'll be okay. We're gonna take a little bit of a hit. Darn it, Finn, roll better! Oh, they got out in front of it. That's okay. I thought Roland was gonna go before her. Okay, Finn did take a hit. We are hasted. We're doing okay. We're going first. We should be able to blow through this one now that they're staggered. I don't know if the lights start over between the scenes or not, or the different acts. So I'm gonna have both of them dealing damage to this one. Although, yeah, I just want to make sure they're gone. We'll take a little bit of a hit here, but that's okay. I just want to make sure they're gone. And they are. And everything moves over to the other one? No, it doesn't. Okay, it didn't move over. That sucks. I was kind of hoping that all the damage would move on to the second target, but that's not how this works apparently. So I'm actually thinking about this one. Take 2 to 5 less damage from slash attacks, and when hit, reduce the damage of the attack to 0 at a 20% chance. Let's do this one, because even if everything gets reset except our health, at least this way we'll be healthier. And I'm going to do that on Finn. Finn needs a little bit of help right now. Those two are going to clash and attack. Finn is stronger. Is this a slash? It's a pierce. That's okay. We're gonna attack them. We're going to win this one. Yes! And they're staggered, which means the next attack is fatal. And the next turn is fatal, so we win. So low cost cards, please. Quickness, that'll work. I'm gonna bank on... Actually, no, let's do bite. No, quickness is fine. I'm gonna bank on that. Maybe we'll maintain that haste into the second act. I kind of doubt it, but maybe we will. This is... I mean, Finn's attack will just win, but Roland's gonna go first. There we go. That works. And we have our new grade 9 fixer books. Act 1's curtain closed on floor of general works. Okay, great. What does that mean now? That means now we're shifting into the second act. Oh my god, they protect. Yoon is amazing. They get power on the next die. They inflict fragile next scene. On use, they protect all their allies. So it might be better off if we attack Yoon first. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna attack Yoon first. They're weak to slash, which is my main form of damage. Not only that, but they have the same health as Eri, and they're the ones that are doing all of the, like, buffing for their teammates. Eri is essentially just kind of a glass cannon. Oh, wait, what is this? Lower max value of opponent's next die by 3? Oh, never mind. She debuffs. Yoon buffs and Eri debuffs. And we are kind of just half-baked courage. Which basically sums up my strategy as a whole. I'm going to do Skitter Away on her because I might be able to attack before she attacks Roland. And then Roland should be able to do some nasty damage against Yoon. And yeah, Finn should be able to do some nasty damage against Yoon, who's going to be attacking Roland. I think I have this correct. Again, I'm sorry for not being like quicker with the, oh, he bypassed. That's, oh, never mind. Yoon's almost dead. What? What is happening? I don't know how I managed to do that much damage there. But you know what? That works. They're a lot weaker than I thought. They did inflict us with some emotional damage, it looks like. What is an emotion coin? I think she's going to go first. Oh, he'll bleed to death. I don't need to touch him. He's dead. He's going to take 2 damage. So, good. That is dealt with. I just have to focus on her now. Good thing I saw that. Otherwise, that would have been pretty bad. What is she doing? Attack, attack. We can stagger her if I do this the right way. So, yes, let's do this. And then I'll have Roland follow up with... I really need... You know, honestly, I might need cards that cost more light and are a little bit stronger. But so far, we can basically do whatever we want. So that's not necessarily a bad thing that we don't have that. Pale Hands... I guess I'll take this. I don't know what's happening here. We're like winning the emotional battle, I guess. That is going to go on Roland. Because Roland has a lot of light. What? He was supposed to die from the bleed. He took 2 damage from the bleed, right? Okay, never mind. I'm just going to finish characters now. Maybe they can't die from bleed or something. But I'm not going to screw around anymore. I'm just going to start walloping everybody. And we do have tons of health. I definitely misplayed this. I don't understand. I misplayed that one too, because I didn't need to focus fire on Yoon specifically. But that means I really do need to focus more damage with Finn then, if I'm going to do that. I just was scared on this first fight, especially since I didn't know how like the whole multi-character part worked. But it seems like as long as they go first, like Roland, I can get the attention of whoever is supposed to be attacking anyone. So I really could build myself a tank and a damage character. And we can have up to 5. So as I go, if I can get myself a debuffer, a buffer, I don't know if the healer is even an option, but if I could find one, that would be awesome. And then have Roland as my main tank and Finn as my main attacker. That would actually be pretty good. That would be a pretty solid team. That being said, everyone should be able to do at least a little bit of everyone else's job, just in case I lose one or 2 of them.
훌륭해. 특히 윤이라는 손님에게는 의미 있는 책이 나올 것 같아.
Yoon is an especially valuable book for us? Why?
전부 불에 뛰어드는 나방이야.
Yes, and you are the fire, my friend.
윤이라는 녀석도 이것저것 머리 굴리는 것 같았지만 얻고자 하는 것을 위해 앞뒤 안 보고 불길로 뛰어들었잖아.
I feel like that is kind of just the way of the world right now. Everyone is just driven by greed. They're all really desperate. This whole world is desperation.
한 번 눈 떠버린 욕망은 걷잡을 수 없이 밀려 들어와. 오래전에 들은 말이지.
Oh, that's right. That's what Hakma said. Once you've had a taste of desire, it comes in like an unstoppable wave. I was wondering where I heard that.
하지만 과연 그 욕망이란 것이 진실된 것일까?
It's kind of neat. She definitely was molded by her experience then. Of course, if something happened to you for millions of years, obviously it's going to change you.
너 웃긴다. 돌려 말하지 말라고 했으면서 자기가 뜬구름 잡는 소리 하네. 어딘가에 사서님이 들었으면 팔다리 한 짝씩 날려버릴 만큼의 의미 부여된 말이었어.
How awesome that you can throw stuff back in Angela's face and not remember that she can do undescribable harm to you.
책이나 분류하도록 해.
Oh my god! Roland! Angela not likes. Let's say she almost respects you. She didn't turn your insides into outsides for that backhanded, sarcastic remark. Aww, they're getting along.
정말 층이 확장됐군.
That gave us another floor? Because of Yoon? Why did we get another floor?
안녕, 난 롤랑.
엔젤라, 난
Malkuth!
아직도 용서할 수 없어.
What are you doing here? Why are you here?
엔젤라, 넌
Wow. So are we waking up all the Bro, this is an A-B conversation. You need to see your way at least around that corner. Don't make it so obvious you're eavesdropping, dude.
그 이야기라면 전에 끝났어. 넌 잠자코 내게 협력하면 되는 거야.
How can you expect anyone to cooperate without complaint after what you did?
그런 거래였잖아.
The deal? What kind of deal? Also, Malkuth, you don't make deals with devils. This is Satan. I'd like to introduce you.
그리고 모처럼 얻은 피가 흐르는 몸을 즐기도록 해봐.
Oh, that is true, I guess. She did restore to you the life that A took away. Although, not necessarily took, you decided to go along with it. That's the beautiful thing about A, from what I noticed. I might be wrong, but I don't think A did anything to anyone that was against their will, necessarily. I think, besides Angela, but I think everyone else sort of kind of went along with it because they were possibly desperate and dying, but also they wanted to help Carmen and the cause that Carmen died for. And it was so wild to me, and I don't know if I even talked about this, but it was so wild to me to learn that Carmen sacrificed herself for the betterment of all of humankind, knowing that her body was the only conduit through which the abnormalities and this power could move into this world that had become so reliant on technology that without a little bit of magic mixed with this technology, the whole world was being completely corrupted and their humanity was gone. People are not humans here anymore. They're not. Even though they technically are genetically human, there is no humanity in any one of these people anymore.
인간의 몸을 줬다고 내가 기뻐할 것 같아? 잊지 마. 난 너에게 찬성 못한다는 걸.
Okay. But do you understand her reasoning yet? Angela doesn't do anything for no reason. I have a feeling Angela is doing this not out of the goodness of her heart, but there is definitely a specific reason for this. It may even have been that she took the time to calculate what would have happened if humanity was wrenched out of the age of science and put into the age of magic and all of these strong abnormalities. And she probably realized, hey, if this happens, this is actually going to be more devastating to the world and to humanity than what would have happened if we just left it alone and did nothing. So I'm sure there's a purpose. It might not be a happy ending, but I was pleasantly surprised at the end of Lobotomy, so I might be pleasantly surprised at the end of this one, too. There may be a happy ending at the end of this.
그러던가.
I heard a snap. What happened? Did her insides become outsides? Oh, Angela teleported.
안녕하세요. 역사의 층을 맡은 지정사서.
Oh, history? That's very fitting for you. Let's talk about your history. No, let's leave it in the past. Oh, I missed you, Malkuth. I really did. Malkuth was such a good person.
다행히 기운 없어 보이진 않네.
Yeah, much better than Angela.
무슨 일 있었어?
엔젤라와 아직 풀리지 않은 문제가 있어요.
Uh-huh. And obviously, you need to avoid that. Okay, Roland? For your own safety, please. That, and I kind of like you, Roland. As much as I don't trust you the same way as I don't trust anyone in this world, I really want Roland to be a good person. Not like a saint. I recognize that's never going to happen. But I really don't want Roland to be the next Angela, if that makes any sense.
하지만 제 생각이 어떻든 전 엔젤라가 하라는 대로 해야죠.
나랑 마찬가지네. 이유는 좀 다른 것 같지만.
Yeah, for different reasons? Yes, you magically sort of teleported in here on your, just randomly. I doubt that. If there was a button to doubt, I would be smacking it real hard. I think Roland brute forced their way in here somehow, which makes me think that they knew that this place existed. You don't just randomly happen to be teleported into a place like this. Obviously, there is a purpose for him being here. Now, our job is to figure that out before Angela does. That way I can rub it in her smug face.
그래서 내가 무엇을 해야 할까?
롤랑 씨는 저에게 책을 가져다 주시면 돼요. 저는 역사의 층을 담당하고 있으니 롤랑 씨가 준 책 중에서 역사에 관련한 책을 분류하고 습득하는 거죠.
So there are specific books about history? Like the history of what?
그렇게 받은 책을 사서가 읽고 점차 층과 도서관이 성장하는 거예요. 자연스럽게 잠들어 있는 층과 그곳의 지정사서들도 깨어나는 거죠.
다른 사서들은 잠들어 있단 건가?
They're all here. All the other Sephiroth are here. That means that I think the different versions of A are here too. They're probably at the bottom, if I had to guess. And I'm sorry if I just spoiled a major twist. Possibly. The other thing I was thinking, bear with me here, okay? Roland reminds me a lot of a particular melancholy main character that we've seen before. Swap out this suit with a lab coat, give them a little bit of a deeper voice because I was the one narrating them, and you would have yourself almost a perfect copy of an A, besides those eyes. The eyes are a little different, but here's the thing. We were having microwaves pumped into our brain, which changed what we perceived as the world. That doesn't mean that that's not also happening here, so maybe we are seeing people differently than what they truly are too. On top of that, they match about the right height from what I remember. I would hazard a guess that Roland may actually be a version of A, or A reincarnate. This is X, I am almost positive of it. I'm calling it now. You heard it here first. That is my take on this, and whether or not that is true, I don't know.
네,
대충 알겠어. 아까 화내던 것 치고는 굉장히 밝네. 괜히 불똥 떨어질까봐 걱정했거든.
사정이 어떻든 제가 해야 할 일은 열심히 해야죠. 엔젤라와 저희의 문제는 당장 연례도 해결할 수 없거든요. 저는 저 나름대로 일을 열심히 해야 할 이유도 있고요.
오케이. 그럼 한번 잘해보자고.
Way to be, Roland!
네,
You guys are so fake, I can already tell. You guys, I feel this forced relationship already, so it's okay. I don't mind. You can just feel it. There's so much tension. Neither one of them knows if they can trust the other one, and that is respectable in a world like this. The floor of history has now opened. You can now select the floor of history during reception. A patron librarian has awoken. What does any of this mean to me? And now there's Malkuth. This middle portion allows you to navigate the information of the floors that are currently available. More floors will be unlocked when certain conditions are met. New librarians are shown on new floors. What's on this floor, you may ask? You can view the information on the newly opened floor here. You can check the librarians, floor assignments, and abnormality pages. Does that mean that Keter is Roland's domain and Malkuth is Malkuth's domain? Can I assign any other librarians here? What happened to Yoon's page? Oh, that's right. I haven't burnt those books yet. Let's go do that. Book of Yoon. Darn it. I'm going to have to go back and fight that a couple times, aren't I? I want a Yoon page, but I can't burn this one. I only have one of them, and that's what I use to go further. I could get a book of Aerie. That would give me Aerie's page. And I'm getting a lot of the book of grade 9 fixer pages. So let's burn a couple of these quick. I want to at least leave 2 like I normally do. Let me burn 2 of these too. Let's try this. I want to see what we can get. This is going to be good. It's not good. Darn it. I was like putting so many positive vibes out into the universe. I even said this is going to be good. And it's not. Because I think all of the awesome pages are up front. I wasn't going to show this because I'm just going back and I'm going to try to grind and get a couple of Yoon's cards, or books, I should say, so I can burn them. But something popped up. 1, 2, 3, floor. The floors that can participate in a reception are shown here. So I do have different options. And floors available are 3? Can I have Malkuth and Keter both fight in this? I'm assuming I get to like choose in between X which ones fight. So if one of my floors is like devastated, I can swap to another one. That's actually kind of cool. That being said, I kind of just want to stick with my main team, Roland and Finn, right now. But that means I can have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I thought so. So I can have 10 different floors, all available, and I can pick up to 3 of them that can fight? How interesting. That's kind of cool. We're not doing as well as we did before, and we're fragile. I mean, we're still gonna win. Not with rolls like that, we're not gonna win. Never mind. What is happening? I guess I'm just gonna have to, instead of trying to think about it too much, I'm gonna have to start targeting one specific character and just try to blow through them like I did before. It makes sense that that would be my best option. There we go. That gives me more damage and more blocking options. Oh, wow. Wow. Wasn't even a fair fight there. So that is the strategy. You don't want to go blow for blow like I did. You want to team up on one person and just deal with them instantly. And then that's what I should have been doing the whole time. And I don't know why I didn't. Oh, and I knew this was a good idea. Look, we have tons of Book of Yuns now. I'm gonna go down to one of those books. Probably gonna go down to one of these two. Because it says I just need one, so holding on to two of each is probably not a good idea. Let's just burn all of them. All but one for everything. I want to get so many powerful, awesome new cards that we're become an unstoppable force in the early game. Even though technically, I think we practically are. Yoon's page! Yoon's hunch. Boost the max value of evade dice by +3! That's a 50% chance, too. That's crazy strong. They also have really good, well, stagger's about the same, but their HP is pretty good. And their regular dice is 2 to 4, so we can never have anything lower than a 2 on our, I'm just going to call it initiative dice. So with all the testing of our new decks and our new abilities out of the way, let's move on. Brother of Iron, refill your head with brain fluid? There's brain fluid? Or are you just saying that they're too stupid? Yes, everyone out there, make sure you change your brain fluid regularly, because a dry brain is a dull brain. Wait, is that a real thing? Arnold, I guess, is... Oh, they're brains in vats inside of suits of armor, huh? Cool. I bet they're really strong.
이번에는 어디를 털어볼 거야?
They're another syndicate?
난 공방이면 좋겠어. 그 공방은 돈도 많고 덤으로
사무소는 어때? 사무소 깨기 정도는 해줘야 어깨 좀 피고 살 텐데.
우리가 털 만한 사무소는 습격해도 변변치 않은 것밖에 못 얻을 걸.
Are you pretty weak right now? Because you're low on brain fluid?
그럼 식당으로 하자 식당. 맛있는 것 좋아.
A restaurant then? Boy, why does this all feel like a giant ad for... what is that? Ham pang pangs?
빡대가리야! 넌 우리가 왜 이런 고철 몸으로 맞췄는지 벌써 까먹었냐?
Oh, right? We're robots now. We don't have to eat. That's why we have our new bodies, right?
먹는 거나 아픈 거에 신경 안 쓰고 돈 벌려고 그랬지.
I called it, yeah. No food or sickness. Sickness is a big one, I'm sure, in this. I mean, look at the way people are living.
맞아. 오지게 버티는 거야. 이 몸은 뇌수랑 연료만 넣어주고 수리만 해주면 되니까.
Brain fluid, fuel, and some repairs from time to time? That seems more expensive than just food and dealing with the sickness. Just don't get sick. Have you thought of that?
최대한 목마름이나 배고픔 없이 돈을 모을 수 있잖아.
그랬지. 거금 들여서 전신 의체를 마련했어.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to say is this seems way more expensive than just buying a little bit of medicine or even stealing it. You're just afraid of death. This place is a physically brutal world, so you replaced your physical bodies so you don't have to feel the pain and the suffering.
그래도 불편해. 뭐 먹을 필요도 없는데 자꾸 맛있는 걸 먹었을 때 기억이 떠오르고 맛보고 싶단 말이야.
You now have lost a big part of what makes you human. That fear of death drives us. That fear of sickness encourages us not to live in squalor like this. And the dopamine rush that we get when we eat tasty things, that's all gone. Yeah, there's no sickness, but there's also no good things. You're gonna dull your senses and dull yourself.
지금은 싸구려 공방에서 구한 의체라 그래.
A cheap body's room. If I was gonna replace my whole body, I wouldn't go cheap.
돈만 더 모으면 돼. 그러면 일단 몸뚱이 말고 더 좋은 거로 갈아타는 거야.
Okay, what do better bodies get you? I've seen some of the best bodies in the entire planet, and the Sephiroth were not any happier than you are.
개 비싼 위치들은 감정 조절이랑 욕구 차단도 되고 성능도 좋다고 하니까.
Wow, that seems like a mistake. Really expensive ones adjust your emotions and completely shut off what makes you human, your desires? Why?
그런데 가격이 둥지에 집 하나 구할 정도의 가격이잖아.
그건 그때 가서 생각하면 돼. 당장은 돈 벌 궁리부터 하라고. 결국은 다 돈이야.
Hey, I got a place that you can go and find money, and also I can have your new armor that you just brought me.
그러니까 쓰잘데없이 식당 같은 거 말하지 말라고. 먹고 싶어지니까.
We're gonna look so fancy in these new robot armor plates.
무슨 종이 같은 게 네 몸통에 껴있어.
Piece of paper stuck in your body. I guess they don't have pockets. You couldn't have got the pocket upgrade?
이 몸뚱이는 감각이 없는 건 좋은데 말이야. 이렇게 대놓고 느껴져야 할 게 안 느껴지는 건 짜증나.
무슨 종인지 보기나 하자. 아까 전에만 해도 네 몸뚱아리에는 그런 게 없었어.
혹시 우리가 너무 이름을 날려서 누군가 보낸 암살 예고장 같은 거 아닐까?
Too infamous? Well, don't worry. I haven't heard of you, so you must not be that infamous.
아니면 혹시 신메뉴 시식권이라거나.
Oh, yeah. You're right. The ghostly, terrifying, demonic letter has a coupon for yummy new food.
조직이란 게 저런 얼빠진 녀석들로 이루어진 거야? 좀 더 그럴싸할 줄 알았는데.
Honestly, yes, it seems like the syndicates are all very stupid, Angela.
조직 나름이지. 도시에 조직이 얼마나 많은데. 해결사의 수만큼 조직도 있어.
Oh, that's kind of fitting. There's a place for all of the different fixers, even the dumb ones. I do imagine that there are probably some pretty intelligent people in some of the higher up syndicates. They would have to be. In order to control these kind of desperate people, they would have to be really clever and underhanded.
그냥 뒷골목 놈들이 대충 모여서 으쌰으쌰하고 이름을 내걸면 그게 조직이야. 하는 일도 워낙 제각각이라 특정하기도 힘들지.
Oh, maybe some of the syndicates aren't that bad then, if they do all sorts of different business.
어설퍼. 저것들은 기계야?
생긴 건 저래 보여도 기계나 인공지능은 아니야. 감정과 욕구를 가진 순수한 기계는 도시에서 사라진 지 오래지.
Oh, wow, really? That used to be a thing? Well, yes, it was the AIs. So the AIs were all built with emotions in the past, similar to Angela and the other Sephiroth, and that has since died out. I wonder why. If it was the machines that did it, or maybe the people, because maybe the machines were too powerful, so they did away with any machine that would have a desire or emotion that would make them hard to control.
저 녀석들은 전신의체인 거야. 보안이 굉장히 질 낮은 공방 물건이군.
Oh, it really is a crappy workshop that they got those bodies from, huh? That sucks.
그렇구나.
Why do I feel bad for all of these evil people?
좋아. 그러면 손님 응대를 준비해볼까?
I think it's the majority of it is just because they can't help of the world that they live in.
이곳에 돈 될 만한 것이 있다는 거지?
괴물 녀석들을 썰어버리고 책을 가지고 나오기만 하면 되는 거야.
Oh, you poor fools. That's not how any of this works.
지금 몸은 힘쓰는 건 잘할 수 있을 텐데.
I hope it has a lot of strength. You're gonna need it.
혹해서 오긴 했지만 종이에 적힌 내용이 다 거짓말일 수도 있잖아.
Oh, don't worry. Demonic pieces of paper that magically spawn in your friend's shoulder blade would never lie to you.
너무 쉽게 믿고 온 거 아닌가 하는 걱정이 든다.
Naive doesn't even begin to explain, you guys. I'm sorry.
그럴
You big
일은
dummies.
절대 없답니다, 손님.
Why? I want to fight like the evil, really evil people that I don't have to feel bad for just because they're big dumb idiots.
이곳에서는 초대장에 적힌 규칙이 철저히 이행될 테니까요.
깜짝이야.
환영합니다, 손님. 이곳은 도서관. 전 도서관의 관장이자 사서 엔젤라입니다. 도서관에서는 초대장에 적힌 책들을 얻을 수 있답니다. 시련을
부자놈들 장난질인 건가? 유흥거리 중 하나인 거지.
들어본 적 있어. 뒷골목 녀석들을 납치해다가 누구도 살아남을 수 없는 미궁을 만들어놓고 그곳에서 평생 배회하고 싸우게 하다가 절대 다시 밖으로 나가지도 못하고 죽는다고.
여기까지 온 이상 지를 수밖에 없어. 재수 없는 소리 집어치워.
That's right. Keep your emotions high. Let all of that happy and hopeful emotion fuel me. I will gain strength from it.
그럼 부디 당신의 책을 찾으실 수 있기를.
Yeah, may you find your books in this place then. They'll be right next to the books about Yoon and all the other idiots that came here looking for free crap. Huh, oh god, they do paralysis. Paralysis sucks. A lot of paralysis. Holy crap. Okay, we're gonna have to make sure we defend hard against this. I mean, we can do it. I've got a good strategy, especially with all of my defense, which is now evade, because I have a 50% chance of upping that like crazy. I can't even get Malkuth in on any of these fights. I feel like maybe that's intentional. Maybe I should avoid using her for a little while until I can get her a little bit stronger. But here we go. We can deal with this. I've got some plans. I can handle this. So the first thing they're going to do, they're going to block a lot. So I might not be able to beat that block, but I can stack my evade. So with using Skitter away. So that's going to be my main plan. Because I guess the evade carries over. So let's do that. And I want to focus fire on one particular unit. I'm thinking it's probably going to be... I don't know who has the lowest. I think this one, because I can stagger them easier. We should be able to withstand at least a couple hits here. Let's go. I want to use my major evade, not take too much damage. Yes, we staggered one, so we can bring one down now. And then, Finn took some hits there, but we're okay. Again, Scars is going to be good. I'm always going to give that to Roland. They're always going to be my heavy hitting tank. Please go first. Yes, we go first. Finn, you have really strong damage cards. I really wish you would pull them, please. I have to focus fire on this one. They're not going to do anything, which is good. We do have some protection. We do have some paralysis, which sucks, but that was not a lot of awesome damage there. Come on. Dang it. Maybe that's not how Clash works. Maybe I actually have to be attacking the one that's attacking me in order to clash, but I don't know. Either way, we're not losing this. It doesn't feel like we're doing well against any of this either. I guess we have the health. Let's take the risk. I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to hit this one as hard as I can. Consta. I have to bring them down. That being said, I'm probably going to have to block using Roland. So I need to pull one of these. I'm thinking this one. Because if I can pull that much damage off of them and clash and win against all of that damage, then the only thing that's really going to hit Finn is some paralysis. And that's okay. Let's do this. There. Go again. Yes! Fatal. Because I knew that we were going to stagger them. Yes. I pulled all of that damage. I'm figuring it out slowly. I'm going to focus on the one in the back, Arnold, because they have better cards and they're closer to being staggered. So it just makes sense that I would. Yes, staggered, which means that here comes the pain. Ow. Ow. That's okay. Like I said, we have some health to give. That was probably a little dumb, but I'm working under the assumption that as long as my math is mathing mathily, I can stop my team from being staggered by keeping them, like, one of their staggered each round. Yes, they're almost dead. And we dodged the other one. That was exactly what I wanted. So all I have to do is get past some of their defense, and we're going first. Thank God. I won't be able to win a clash here, but I could use this to hasten myself. Or you know what? I'll just dodge. Because I can pull that damage. I can dodge it, and then I can strike back. So there's a 50% chance that that dodge dice is going to get amplified. Not only might that kill them, but it'll also give me one of my lights back here, because I'm burning through Finn's lights pretty quickly this way. It didn't kill them. And that's because that's because they're not weak to that kind of attack, are they? I should pay attention to what they're weak and strong against more than I am. I guess let's do this. I know we're gonna win this. In fact, I'm fairly confident we can win this in the next maybe 2 rounds. I'm doing what I didn't want to do. I'm splitting up my damage. I need to focus fire 1, but I keep thinking, why when I can... Yes, that's what I thought. Why when I can just beat both of them in the same round? Okay. So the combat is making a little bit more sense now. I still get confused sometimes, but the more combat that we do, the more it's starting to make sense to me. So that's pretty cool.
고철덩이에 뇌를 집어넣는 건 역시 좋은 생각이 아니야.
Why not? Isn't it awesome? You can just float around in a hunk of junk?
약한 인간 몸보다는 낫지 않아?
Right. Isn't it better than a frail human body? Angela wants to know, because Angela is a robot.
원래 몸을 유지한 채로 강해질 수 있는 방법은 꽤 있어.
I guess you don't necessarily have to replace everything. You can just be awesome.
아니, 오히려 선택지가 더 많지. 문신 시술, 의체 부착, 약물 강화 등등. 돈만 있으면 다 가능해.
The medications make sense to me. Prosthetic limbs obviously make sense. You can just swap out different bits of yourself. But what do tattoos do? Are they like magical runes now? I get a tribal tattoo on my arm and all of a sudden my left arm now is 50 times or 50% stronger than my right arm. I kind of wish real life worked that way. You just get a specific tattoo and all of a sudden you're just better at something.
하지만 기계로 몸을 갈아타는 것은 일방통행이야. 돌이킬 수 없어.
That's true. You can't go back. But you can always replace that machine, right? As long as you just have the gooey bits, you can smush it and then just put your gooey bits in the other machine. I've seen it done.
의체라 해도 결국 인간과 닮게 만들어져서는 안 되거든. 바로 인생 밑바닥으로 추락하는 거야.
그러면 언제 뇌를 집어넣는데?
하나는 급하게 큰 돈이 필요할 때 자기 몸과 장기를 말 그대로 팔아 넘겨서 목돈을 마련할 수 있거든.
Oh, that's how they could afford to do it. I was wondering how they got that much money if they said that those machine bodies were really that expensive. They just traded it in, their body like a used car. God, that sucks.
두 번째, 오랜 시간 동안 반복적인 일을 해야 할 때 쉬지 않고 기계적인 일을 하기엔 저런 몸이 나쁘지 않다고 들었거든.
See, robots can never replace people's jobs in factories. They'll just put the people in the robots, and then they'll always have the job for all of eternity. Oh God, that sucks.
고장나도 빠르게 교체할 수 있고 직접 욕구도 조절할 수 있으니까 그렇겠지.
See Jimmy over there? Jimmy is the jackhammer guy. They only jackhammer things. You need a road tore up? Jimmy's your guy. They only desire to tear up roads, so they're perfect for this. Is that life anymore? Without desires and wants and things to fight for, are you really living? Repetitive work for a long time. Huh, that's weird. You know, Angela, that sounds a lot like someone I know. I can't remember who, though.
몸이라도 새로 구해보려고?
잠시 옛날 생각이 났을 뿐이야.
Let me know if you like these longer videos or you want me to shorten them back down. I really don't know what to do or how to change things unless you tell me. So please tell me. That way I can make some adjustments and kind of see how everyone's going to like or dislike certain things. And remember to take care and goodbye!